Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'd like to say thank you for coming to my presentation. Let me introduce myself and my group. My name is Vigo Danovan Saputra. I'm from Group 9. Okay, my friend. In this presentation, we will discuss about measurement. Our team, Wahyoe Olfat P, then Izmi, Hilda, Ardhana, myself, Vigo Danovan Saputra, then Raymond A Firmansyah, and Khadlel Muhammad R. We want to discuss about sports data, then sensors, positioning, language, vocabulary, and text. 1. Sports data. Start here. 1. What do you know about the Tour de France cycle race? Discuss in pairs. How long is the route? Approximately. How many days? How many days does it take? Answer. The route is 3,553 kilometers long. It takes 20 days to complete. What do you think cyclists need to measure when they train for a race? Answer. When they train for a cycle race, they need to measure the distance they travel, their speed, their altitude, and the atmospheric pressure. Reading. Read this block and check your answer to 1. Hello, welcome to Team 4 Tour, the block of my cycling group. We are a team of 6 racing cyclists, and right now we are cycling around the Tour de France route, which is 3,553 kilometers. We are not competing in actual race this year, maybe next year. Right now, we are only practicing the route. Click here to see a summary of the distance we have to cover every day. We have brought some fantastic measurement devices with us. Click here to see one. To see my bike maintenance schedule, click here. The measuring device has a 5 cm display which shows many different measurements. The most useful feature are the odometer to measure the distance I travel, the tachometer for measure my speed, the altimeter which measure my altitude, and the barometer for measuring atmospheric pressure. The speed and distance data are sent wirelessly from a sensor mounted on the front of the bike. Uh, Answer the question on the text. 1. What instruments provide data they measure? 1. How fast I'm cycling. 2. How far have I cycled today? And 3. How high am I above sea level? Answer. 1. Tachometer. 2. Odometer. And 3. Altimeter. Next, when you inspect the tires, quick release levers, saddle, wheel rims, what problems are you trying to prevent? Answer. 1. Accident. 2. The wheels falling off. 3. The rider slipping down off the saddle. And 4. The brakes from slipping. Next, a cyclist has completed 520 kilometers in 2 days of cycling. Should he or she test the gears now? Answer: yes, he should. Next, 4. Match the sports measuring instrument with the other item in the table. Answer: 1. Barometer, pressure, kilopascal, or kPa. Next, tachometer, speed, kilometers per hour. Next, odometer, distance, cycling, kilometers. Next, altimeter, height above sea level, meters. And stopwatch time, second. Next, heart rate monitor, rate of heartbeat, beats per second, or BPS. Next, power monitor, power output, watt or W. And last one, scales, weight, kilograms or kg. Next, 5. Ask and answer the question about the table. What do you use for measuring your power output? Answer: we use a power monitor. Next, what does kPa stand for? It stands for kilopascal. Next, what's the abbreviation for beats per second? The answer: BPS. What's a tachometer used for? For speed. What does a barometer measure? Uh, the answer: pressure. 6. Complete the distance table in the block into which the word in the box. Use approximate fraction. The possible answer: 1. 17% almost on fifth. Next, 29% more than a quarter. 39% more than a third. 55% just over half. 65% approximately two third. 76% approximately three quarter. 89% just under 9/10, and 96% nearly all. Next, make some statements using fraction about yourself or about a topic which interests you. Answer: I have completed just under two-thirds of my training. Next, 9. Read the text and answer the question below. Change the oil and filter and lubricate moving parts every 6 months or at 6,000 mile interval, whichever is the sooner. Service the battery after 54 months or 54,000 miles, whichever is the sooner. The brakes should be inspected and serviced if necessary at 3 months interval or every 3,000 miles, whichever is the sooner. 1. A car has done 54,000 miles but only 50 months. Should the battery be serviced now? The answer: yes, it should. 2. A car has done 30 months and 28,256 miles. The driver has inspected the brakes 9 times. The last time, 3 months ago. Should the brakes be inspected again now? The answer, yes, they should. Thank you, everyone.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Izmi Ardhana. I will describe about the sensor. Start here. Identify the object is a sensor. A. Microphone. Microphone is an object that uses a sensor because it detects sound. B. Thermostat. Thermostat. Thermostat is an object that uses a heat change sensor. C. Flashlight is an object that uses a light sensor. D. Security bin is an object that uses a light change sensor. Example of other sensors and their identification. 1. A thermometer is a detect heat. A light sensor on a camera, a smoke detector is detect sunlight. A compass is detect magnetism. A pressure meter is detect pressure when an intruder walks on it. Flow meters is detect water or real gas flowing through a pipe. The last speedometers is detect a car's speed. Definition of a sensor. A sensor is a device that can detect change in the environment and convert it to data. Reading. Engineers are conducting a car crash test. The effect of front impact car crash and a side impact car crash on damage. Description of the 3 types of sensors. 1. Motion is the movement of place from the initial position to the final position. An object is said to be in motion if its position changes. 2. Acceleration is the change in the velocity of an object in a certain time interval. 3. Load is load that is not directed at one point, but is divided into parts or all of the structural elements. Vocabulary: match the diagrams with the names of the powers and match them with the description of the names of the powers. 1. Compression, squeezing of pressing together. 2. Tension, stretching or pulling apart. 3. Bending, squeezing on one side plus stretching the other side. 4. Shear, sliding in opposite direction. 5. Torsion, twisting. Language. The least nouns can often act as adjective and come before the noun, the describing. Point out that more than 2 nouns can be put together. Noun plus noun combination. 1. Tension forces. 2. Motion sensors. 3. Side chest deflection. 4. Front impact crisis.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Thank you for coming to this presentation and honor to meet you here. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Wahyoe Olfat P and I'm from in the group 9. Here is agenda for the meeting to explain about measurement, and I need to explain subbab positioning. Positioning. Okay. Okay. Please look at the picture. Okay. Can you see the picture? What do you see in the picture? Nice. We will continue to finding out what is going on there. Okay. We have 5 picture. word in pairs. What do this system calculate? Just the most important one for each sister. Okay. Picture number one is the dip. Picture number two, this is distance. And picture number three is the height. Picture number four is the location. And picture number five is the speed. Okay. The footnotes on this web page are in the wrong order. Write the footnote number in the space. Okay. In the number four is in the other word when it was sent. Number two, what is how far away they are. Number one is or exactly where you are. Number three is exactly where they satellites. Okay. Choose the correct calculation according to the text. Okay. C D equal T2 minus T1 cross C. Okay, just the clauses meaning for the each word or phrase in the text. Okay, for the first is our is or in the line 7. Second is such as in the line 13. The third is the for instance in the line 16. And the fourth in addition in the line 22. Fifth is the however in the line 30, and the sixth that is in the line 61. Okay, replace the press in the italics, use the noun in the box and add any necessary word. The first, please find out the location of the ship and her speed. Second, before you touch the liquid, you should check its temperature or the temperature of it. The third, I want to find out the distance of the plane and its attitude. The fourth is, could you please tell me the depth of the river below the bridge? The fifth, I also need to know the width, the length, and the height of the bridge. Okay, replace the phrase in the italic. Use the word in the brackets. Number one is the how high the plant is above sea level. Number two, what the shape are. Number three, how far a vehicle is, how fast the vehicle is. Number four, how fast the sound signal is, how far the plane is. Okay. Um, okay. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Language. Next, complex sentence with adjective clause. An adjective clause, or also known as a relative clause, is a clause whose function is to modify or expand a noun. The characteristic of the sentence starts with having a subject and predicate, and starting with a relative pronoun, who, which, whose, that, whom, or relative adverb, when, why, where. To make it adjective clause, we change the she to who will be used as the subject pronoun, and who here will mean the girl. Example, the girl is beautiful, she lives in Padang. The girl who lives in Padang is beautiful. Next, the use of which occurs when changing object pronouns. Example, the girl is beautiful, I saw her yesterday. The girl whom I saw yesterday is beautiful. Next, for the adjective clause which is used for things, either in subject or object position. For the example, she lost the ring which her boyfriend gave it to her as her birthday present. The next, whose is used to show ownership. The example, the man whose car was blown called taxi. Next, vocabulary. Noun. Barometer. Barometer is an instrument used to measure air pressure. Odometer. Odometer is a tool to indicate the vehicle mileage. Instrument. Equipped with instrument for measuring, recording, or controlling. Brake. It is sometimes necessary to use water to keep the brake wheel cool. Scale. We have here a scale that's balanced two different things. Tension. We will consider surface tension as the only driving mechanism. Next, lubricant. Oil pressure gauge indicate the supply pressure of the engine lubricant. Sensor. We check and not a single sensor is tripped. Altitude. The main transducer feels largest at plus 40 altitudes. Radar. I feel see completely front of your radar. Next, curve. Gauge. Look at your full gauge. Inflate. Inflate the water ball with air blow 3080 W. Lubricant. Lubricant and coat the metal better and prevent friction between metal. Work. He works as an electrical engineer. We need a skilled engineer for this project. Composite. Transistors are composed of three parts, a base, a collector, and emitter. Next adverb. Wirelessly. The phone connects wirelessly to a laptop. Nearly. I nearly caused you trapped in the limbo world. Approximately. Approximately 20,000 of database features are updated monthly. Sufficient. A teaspoon's a piece should be sufficient. Next adjective. Precise. Their use of tool is both efficient and precise. Commercial. He attracted commercial interest in the ID in 1935. Necessary. We will all carry rock if necessary. For example, you must consider any reasonably reasonable use of the device. Appropriate. I want you to take the appropriate measures.
Hello everyone, my name is Khadlel Muhammad R. I will explain the part 6 is text. Did you ever want to sell a birthday present that you didn't like? That you didn't like here is a adjective clause. That is refers to birthday present and or an old toy that is taking up space in your closet. That is taking up space in your closet is adjective clause. That is here is refers to old toy. And next, in the old days, buyers and sellers were limited to newspaper, garage sales, and flea market in the area where they live. Where they live is adjective, and where is meaning to place. And next, but in the early 1990, when people start to use the internet. When people start to use the internet, here is adjective clause. When here is reverse to time. And next, Premier Omitya had an idea. Omitya, who was working as a computer programmer. Who was working as a computer programmer is his adjective clause. Is pronoun who is refers to Pierre Omitya or subject. And next, realized that sellers no longer had to be limited to finding buyers who live in their local area. Who live in their local area here is adjective clause who is meaning to subject. Same with sentence before. He came up with the idea of eBay, which he started as a hobby. This is an adjective clause, which is refers to subject eBay. And next, buying online requires you to trust sellers whom you have never met. Whom you have never met here is an adjective clause. Whom is meaning as object. Let's trust sellers. And next, Soon there was so much activity on eBay that his internet service provider upgraded his site to a business account, which was no longer free. Which was no longer free here is adjective clause, which here is meaning as subject. And next, he broke a McWhitman whose knowledge of business helped make eBay a success. Whose knowledge of business helped make eBay a success is adjective clause. Whose here meaning as a position, uh, position of McWhitman. And next, she changed eBay from a company that sold used things in several categories in several categories. This is adjective clause. That sold using in several categories is meaning as subject. And some dictionary, flea market is noun, is a street market selling second-hand goods.